Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing more Sinister Cup battles, and I am actually using the same exact team as yesterday. I'm using Poliwrath, Showdown, Froslass, Metacham, Alolan Marowak, and Mawile. I did want to try out Froslass because I didn't use it in yesterday's battles. I did switch it over to HEX, so I wanted to focus quite a bit on that Pokemon today. My opponent has a Drifblim, Showdown, Haunter, Metacham, Alolan Marowak, and Steelix. So we're seeing that Steelix from both opponents. And I actually invested in one, so I will be using that for a future video to show off Steelix because I do think it's really solid. But either way, we do go ahead and knock out his Pokemon. He is going to bring in that Bastiodon to knock me out. I do have the Froslass and Poliwrath, so the correct decision will be Poliwrath, just waiting down the switch timer a little bit. So I do go ahead and bring in the Poliwrath. He switches into Drifblim, which is still good for me because we do have that Ice Punch. Another reason I do like Poliwrath. Now, he does not block it, probably expecting the power-up punch. That's why I went for the Ice Punch first. And now we hit him with an Avalanche to burn that last shield. And I'm going to go ahead and I believe I shield this. No, I do not. I take the Shadow Ball to the face. And then we bring in Poliwrath. I guess because I could save it for Poliwrath, just in case I needed to block something from that Drifblim if it got to another charge move. But we do hit it with Power-Up Punch, and we get off another Power-Up Punch, so storing up quite a bit of energy. And we're just able to block this. It wouldn't have taken us out, Flamethrower or Stone Edge, so we would have survived that. But we have the shield for insurance, and we do go ahead and knock out Bastiodon. So we do take that one. So yeah, I do think I like Hex Froslass more so than Powder Snow. Whether or not I'm going to use Froslass on my actual team remains to be seen, but let's jump into the next battle. It's an Alolan Marowak mirror match. So he decides to go for his charge move, and I do let this go through. It is Bone Club, so we got lucky with that. It wasn't Shadow Ball. I'm going to go for Bone Club of my own, and he's going to shield that. So he is down a shield, but he is up health, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this one. Now, I think I meant to go for the Shadow Ball, but I accidentally clicked on Bone Club prior to my moves registering, if that makes sense, or you know, I don't know, but believe I meant to go for that Shadow Ball. Should have went for the Shadow Ball even if I didn't meant to because he didn't shield it. But either way, we do go ahead and knock him out anyway. Now he brings in his Steelix, so I will go for the Bone Club right now. And he's going to go ahead and take that damage, and then he will knock us out. So I do have the Poliwrath ready to come in. Now I know Poliwrath does resist Crunch, so I'm hoping he does go for the Crunch, as it is a Crunch. So got a little bit lucky there. Maybe he thought, or maybe he knew I could get to Power Up Punch before he got to Earthquake. Maybe he didn't think he could reach Earthquake. I think he could have, but I don't know. Either way, he goes for another Crunch, and we're able to farm down this Steelix. Now we have an Ice Punch and a Power Up Punch ready to go. His final Pokemon will be that Metacham, so I will go for Ice Punch. And he's going to go ahead and definitely shield that one up. So we switch into Froslass, and Froslass can take both Power Up Punch and Ice Punch from this Metacham. So nothing to worry about. We're in a good position. We could just continue to use our fast moves until we get to that Shadow Ball. And as you can see, we do get to the Shadow Ball, and we're going to fire it off at Metacham to knock it out. So we do go ahead and take another game. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the Sinister Cup. I know it's still early, so there's still quite a bit to consider. Still a lot of Pokemon to test out. I did invest in some Pokemon for tomorrow's video that I can't wait to use. But regardless, we begin with Mawile. He begins with Haunter. He switches out, so I switch out into my Poliwrath to counter that Bastiodon. And we do get off a Power-Up Punch. Only hitting a grade, but it's not a big deal. He actually does shield that. And I am going to go ahead and not shield this because I know I could take whatever move Bastiodon wants to throw at me. So yeah, really liking Poliwrath, as I said. Kind of wish I had that Mudshot variant. If you do have a Legacy Mudshot, I would probably go with that over Bubble. Yeah, I'd say definitely. But right now I'm going for the Ice Punch against his Haunter. He will shield that up, so he survives it. I'm going to go ahead and shield this because I was confident I could get to another Ice Punch as I can because I was already there. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ice Punch to knock out the Haunter, and I'm still up a shield. He does bring in his Alolan Marowak, but I'm not going to let him farm up too much. I switch into my Froslass, and we're going to go ahead and shield this Shadow Ball. Luckily, I did shield it, and then we'll go for the Shadow Ball, and we're going to be able to easily knock out that Alolan Marowak. We actually win with all 3 Pokemon remaining, so that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Picking up more Stardust, so I can't wait to get back into the swing of things. I love these battles, guys. I love the Silph Arena Cups. Thank you so much to everybody that watches the videos. Thanks to PvPoke.com, PokeBattler, Go Stadium, everybody that continues to support the Silph Arena, because it's absolutely amazing to do these cups and to do these videos and to play in them, right? But right now you're seeing Poliwrath again against Bastiodon. Power Up Punch definitely doing a lot of damage. Obviously, if we had a counter user, we'd be doing more to Bastiodon, but that's okay. I do like Poliwrath in this format. We're going to go ahead and shield this one up because we were at such low health that would have knocked us out. So we knock out Bastiodon right now, and we have an Ice Punch and a Power Up Punch ready to go. I go for the Power Up Punch without seeing what comes in, and it was actually a Drift Blim, so I guess I could have went for the Ice Punch, and, he would have not shielded it, but that's okay. He does shield that one, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch immediately before we get knocked out. I will go ahead and throw out my shield to protect myself from that Shadow Ball, and I do fire off an Avalanche against his Drift Blim, which I knew would knock it out at that range. And his final Pokemon is that Alolan Marowak, and with no shields left, we are able to get to a Shadow Ball, and we're able to knock out that Alolan Marowak. So Froslass really coming in handy. Really fun Pokemon. It's not tanky, not by any means, so it will go down to Shadow Ball. It will take a lot of damage to fast Ghost moves and Dark moves, right? But either way, he leads with Haunter, I lead with Mawile. He switches into his Steelix, I switch into my Poliwrath. We've seen similar scenarios in the past. I'm going to go ahead and go for that Power Up Punch. He will not block that one. And now I know if it was a crunch, I could take it. It's actually an Earthquake, so we could still take it, but we get really low. But at least we keep a shield, so we're actually up shield advantage, although we lose the switch advantage. I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the Mawile. I do not shield this, and it's actually an Earthquake, so he got me twice with the Earthquake. So at that point, until he used Earthquake, I guess I didn't know that he had Earthquake on it because he's only been using Crunch. So he definitely got both of my Pokemon with that. So it's going to be very difficult to come back from this one. We're not going to win this one. Had I shielded with the Poliwrath, that Earthquake, we would have won this game, I believe, but that's okay. I thought it was going to be Crunch, but it wasn't. So he's going to go ahead and take that one. So very good game. Very good game. Very well played as well to hit me with those Earthquakes. So we're going to begin another game. He leads with Steelix. I lead with my Alolan Marowak. So I don't like the matchup just because I don't like to take Crunch. Even though Alolan Marowak can take Crunch, I decided not to shield it. Actually, I do shield it. Never mind. I do shield that because I was afraid of Earthquake, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Power Up Punch. He did Crunch, so he did bluff me quite nicely. I'm going to go for another Power Up Punch, which I knew would be able to KO that Steelix, but he does go ahead and throw up his shield. So at least we took a shield. He's going to go for another Crunch, so not going to bait me that time. I do knock out his Steelix, and now we have an Ice Punch and a Power Up Punch ready to go. So let's see what comes on in. It will be that Haunter, so I will go for the Ice Punch, and because Haunter is so squishy, it is actually going to one-shot it. So not surprising just because of how squishy it is, and we had boost already, so I figured it would, and luckily for us, he did not block it. So now it's my Froslass against his Medicham, and Froslass can easily take these power-up punches. It could take Ice Punch. It wouldn't take Psychic well if you go Rogue and you actually go with Psychic on Medicham. But again, I don't think many people are going to go for Medicham in this cup. But if you think I'm wrong, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But we do go ahead and win that game. So we have more games, of course. This one I do lead with my Poliwrath, and he leads with Steelix, so I definitely call the lead correct. but I still have to watch out for that Earthquake. So we go ahead and go for the power up punch on his Steelix. He's going to go for a move. I knew this was too early for Earthquake, so I knew it had to be the crunch, as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and use power up punch. At least I thought it was too early, and I think I was correct about that. So he's going to go ahead for another move, which is going to be another crunch. Again, too early. So I'm going to go ahead and feint down the Steelix with bubbles. And now we have an ice punch and a power punch, same as previously, right? You know, we'll be using a different team for tomorrow's video, or at least a few different Pokemon. I just wanted to, again, try out this team. Basically focusing on Froslass, using that a lot since I didn't use it at all in yesterday's video. So his Haunt is going down because he doesn't have any shields, and now he brings in his Medicham, hitting me with a power up punch. But again, you guys know it, you've seen it in the past. Froslass can take these moves, so we're going to go ahead and go for that Shadow Ball and knock out his Medicham. So we do go ahead and win that one. So yeah, that was a nice game. So we're going to go ahead and, of course, you guys know it, jump into another one. This might be the last battle. He leads with Steelix. I lead with my Alolan Marowak. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch into my Poliwrath, and I decide not to block it to risk the Earthquake, and it is the crunch. So good for us. You know, we're going to go ahead and go for the Ice Punch, hoping to knock him out, but he actually goes for the shield, which I'm okay with, because now we get it off another Ice Punch, so we're either going to take the last shield or knock him out. So we do knock him out, so really good position for us. I do think Haunter with Shadow Ball is good in this cup, but again, it is super squishy, so even Pokemon that are neutral do a lot to it, or knock it out. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and block this because I know I have a power up punch ready to go, and we do get that power up punch, which will knock out the Steelix, as it does. And then his final Pokemon is that Medicham, so he knocks out my Poliwrath. Totally cool with us because we have that Froslass. You know, it comes down to Froslass versus Medicham, doesn't it? It has been, at least. So we're gonna go ahead and go for the Avalanche. He will shield that. No need to shield. We know we could take these moves. I'm just going to go ahead and farm up to the Avalanche again and just knock him out. So he does hit us with another power up punch, and there's an Avalanche, and we do get off that Avalanche, and this is going to knock out the Medicham. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.